What we're talking about when we're saying that we're doing prevention, to help the driver not roll back, or if a student was to get on a bus and push the parking brake. This is what can happen if you do not curb your tires to the curb. John, go ahead and close the door. Don't curb your tires yet. And just shut the bus off and just release the parking brake. On flat land, we don't really have modem, right? But let's say we were on flat land and we had a wheelchair lift on there. We had a wheelchair on the lift. What would happen? After a while, from the momentum, the bus will start rolling. So our prevention for this is to have you curb your tires, or chalk your tires, turn your tires to your curb. Okay? So you see him rolling. So if the parking brake was to be released, the bus will roll into the curb. And this is what we want you guys to start doing. We need you to start practicing, and we will have the training on that for you to go out and actually practice and show you that when you turn your wheels to the curb and you start rolling, you'll roll into the curb and you'll potentially stop. At all school sites, if you're pulling up, I know Richard Canyon has the curved areas, and we have Cooley Ranch. All of those sites, you need to be pulling up and curbing your tires like this when you pull up. Do not leave your tires straight, because you never know what can happen. This is a preventive measure, and we need to work together to take these measures. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this one we're on a hill, and sometimes we do pick up on a hill. So if you're on a hill and you roll it and you park and something should happen, let's say, and they push your parking brake, or you actually pumps your parking brake, this is what's going to happen to you. You'll start rolling back. You see what happens? And you can roll back and you'll be like, oh no!
How far back you go, you won't know. So always be mindful when you're loading and unloading students to always block your wheels. So when you turn to the left, and as John releases it, that's what would happen if you're always blocking your wheels. So always remember, when you're loading and unloading, safety comes first. Always block your wheels.
So up a hill, where do you, which way do you have your tires?
So when you're going up the hill,
you see, you don't turn it inward if you're going up a hill. Okay, because now you're going to be going too much into the street, right, Miss Glenda? If you're going uphill, you curb your tires out to the left. If you're going downhill, then you're going to curb your tires. Okay. And you see what happens.
that's when it'll pop off.
That's when it'll start jumping onto the curb and going into the different places where it shouldn't be.
So they always have to park close to the curb, because if you park too far from the curb, that can happen.
Yes.
Where it'll roll and pop off the curb.
Yes. But as long as we curb our tires in the direction that we're supposed to, then nothing would happen. And you see the distance is totally different from when we turned the wheels in the other direction. Totally different. So this is why we're doing this training. So you'll have this actual hands-on training as well. Thank you. On camera, just let that
Go ahead.
So when you're pulling up and you're lining up parallel, you should be within 12 inches. You should be within 12 inches, and you should turn your wheel to the left so that when you do roll, it's minimal roll and you don't have much momentum, and it'll bump up against the curb and stop the bus.
And when you have to park further out from the curb, further than 12 inches, that does happen at times. But always make sure you block your wheels in the direction, if you're flat surface, up the hill, or down the hill. You'll have to know which way to block your wheels. So with your tires being straight parallel, the bus, and someone releases a parking brake, the bus will automatically just start rolling. Where it'll stop, who knows? The car in front of you, it's just an accident waiting to happen. So always be mindful and make sure you block your wheels. So again, John's going to show you blocking your wheels. So coming downhill, you shouldn't block your wheels to the left, because this is what will happen. That parking brake gets released by a student, and he thinks he blocked the wheels the proper way. So now the bus is going to oncoming traffic. Children walking by, dogs walking by. It's a preventable accident. So always be mindful when you're in the driver's seat to block your tires in the direction you want the bus to go. So now here we go, he's blocking to the curb, and that's the actual way, that's the right way to do it. So that's what will happen. Once it hits the curb, the bus will automatically come to a stop once a tire hits the curb, and it didn't go anywhere. So it's all about preventing accidents from becoming huge accidents. So be mindful and always block your tires.